So let's now talk about this concept of living in alignment. And, you know, when we went through the 7 dimensions of total wellness, we looked into this concept of living in alignment with our values. And because we're a constant changing being, we need to always tap into, you know, where are we right now? Because you're not the same person you were 5 years ago. There's no doubt about that. You're definitely not the same person you were 12 months ago. My goodness, you're not even the same person you were last week, let alone yesterday. So we need to always be checking in, because our values can shift based on so many different aspects of life, you know? And also as we change, our values change. And we are always striving unconsciously to come back into alignment with our highest values. So let's talk about values and get a deeper understanding of values so that we can elicit our top values today. So what are values compared to beliefs? So when we look at beliefs, they are assumptions we hold to be true. When we use our beliefs to make decisions in life, we are assuming there is a causal relationship with the past, which will then lead to the belief, which will also apply in the future. So beliefs are contextual. They arise from learned experiences, resulting from cultural and environmental situations that we have faced. So what are values? Values are stable, long-lasting beliefs about what is important to a person. They become the standards by which people order and live their lives and make choices. A belief will develop into a value when a person's commitment to it grows and they see it as being important to them. So values are not based on information from the past. They are not contextual. Values are universal. So values transcend context because they are based on what's important to us. They arise from the experience of consciousness itself. When we look at values, intimately, they're related to our needs. Whatever we need is important to us or we believe is missing from our lives, we tend to value. So an example of this, one of my highest values is freedom, okay? And it has been for quite a while. Even when I reflect on my life before I knew about values, I look at it was always at play. And the thing is, there can be so many different people all around the world, different upbringings, different backgrounds, different experiences, different genders, different religious views that can all still have a high value of freedom in their top 5 values, for instance. So it goes beyond experience, it goes beyond gender, it goes beyond religion, it goes beyond all of that, because it is contextual in the sense, it's not contextual in the sense that is a universal thing, but it can be packaged up and mean slightly different things to different people. And ultimately, let's say that I didn't really value freedom, but suddenly I was placed into a concentration camp or something like that, or a prison, and my freedom was taken away. What do you think would soon become one of my highest values? You guessed it, freedom. Let's say that I believe that love and connection was not in my life. It would soon become one of my highest values to have more love and connection probably in my life, right? So this is the thing, whatever we believe is missing from our life, we tend to sometimes value as well. So when we look at values, as our life conditions change, as we mature and grow in our psychological development and reach higher states of consciousness, our values and priorities tend to change, they tend to shift. And life conditions are a big one. Let's say, you know, I don't have any kids of my own or anything, and though I, you know, love and respect my family, they're just not in my top values. They just haven't been for like ever since I've done values. And it is what it is. It just is what it is. Like, family just isn't in there. However, if I was to suddenly have my own child, I could almost guarantee that family would suddenly become probably one of my highest values. Maybe. So as life conditions change, as things change in your reality, then your values tend to shift and change. Let's say that I didn't value health very highly, but then I became really sick. What do you think one of my highest values would then become? You guessed it, health, right? So why are values so important to us then? Why are we even teaching this, Ben? Why are we even speaking into this? Because they are constantly working with our thoughts, consciously and unconsciously. And therefore, values affect our action, or in some cases, lack of action within our reality. They're interlinked. And these can be broken down, these values can be broken down into individual values, relationship values, organizational values, societary values, even like looking at the evolution of values and consciousness. But today, because time is a bit of a limitation today, and we have to work within the timeframes that we have. We're just going to look at individual values for today. And over time, as human beings, we've developed different ways of making decisions, and decisions define destiny. Your decisions right now are a byproduct of where you are right now. Consciously or unconsciously, we're always making decisions. So we can make decisions by instincts that can serve us sometimes, but sometimes it can really not serve us. We can make decisions by unconscious beliefs. Sometimes that can serve us, sometimes that doesn't serve us very well at all. We can make decisions by conscious beliefs. Sometimes that can serve us well. Sometimes that can serve us very poorly. When we start to make decisions based upon our values, we start to move to a space where it might be a great opportunity that someone offers us, but it's not the right opportunity for us based upon our values. We can start to make decisions based upon not what society says are the steps to success, but rather what is going to lead to a life living in alignment with our values. And when we start to live in alignment with our own values, we start to live in a space where we can back ourselves and trust ourselves, because we know that it's just in alignment with our values. So we know it's going to lead to a life of less force and more flow, which means that we actually can start to work from a place of intuition. We just know. We just know without even having to gather all the data externally that this is going to be the best direction for us, because we know it's in alignment with our values. We don't know how it's all going to play out, but what we do know is that it will play out perfectly because we're moving into alignment with our values. And then that allows us to move into a space of inspiration, dare I say it, in spirit. When we're in spirit, working from a place of in spirit, we're being guided beyond all those other pieces. It's something that we just intuitively know, that I'm being guided into the space. I'm feeling drawn to this space. It's not a push, it's a pull that you're feeling into a certain area of life. And you maybe don't know all the pieces yet. In fact, you rarely do. But you can start to trust that. And when we're working from a place of inspiration, in spirit, things start to open up in a pretty magical and meaningful way. So it all starts with knowing our values. And as we start to understand what our values are over time, it allows us to move into this space where we can really move beyond all forms of conditioning. We can go, this is a good opportunity for me, and I don't have to justify why I'm making these decisions to other people. I know it's in alignment for me. And by living our life in alignment with our values, we become who we really are and become the best version of, at that time, our most authentic self. So let's do a little exercise. Guys, ready to do a little exercise to elicit what your top values are? And if you've done this before, I dare say they've changed. So this will be a good exercise to do. What I'm going to do in a second is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to give you a list of values. Now, all values will kind of fit into these values in some way. So just for today's exercise, this will be perfect. What I'm going to get you to do is less thinking with the conscious mind, more feeling. Whatever jumps out at you first, just write it down. Now, what we can sometimes get caught up in is the conscious mind of going, oh, I should put family number one on my list, because what would my family think if I didn't do that? What sort of a mother would I be if I didn't put family as number one? Drop that sort of thinking for today. Cool? Just drop it. Yeah, you might go, oh, I should put money as number one. You know, Ben was spoken to how important it is to create financial wealth. I better put that, drop it. Oh, I need to put health in there because Ben spoke so much about health and looking after your stuff it. Whatever jumps out to you. It's not my values that we're trying to elicit right now, it's yours. So whatever jumps out to you, whatever it is what it is. And by knowing this and just being what it is, we can start to look at how, you know, let's say health isn't in there, for instance. We can look at how, hey, if I was to put some time and energy into my rituals and my health, how is this going to help those other higher levels of values that I already have in my value system? Make sense? All right, so what we're going to do, first and foremost, have a pen and paper ready. I just want you, it's going to be real quick. I'm going to do a countdown, so you need to do it quick. I'm going to give you a list of values. I want you to write down a certain number of values, and then we'll go through the process from there. Are you ready? Ready? Yep. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to get you to write down, first and foremost, 8 values. Any 8 values that stand out to you. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. From that list, any 8 values. The first 8 values that stand out to you in no particular order, just write down 8. All right, we'll give you guys 20 seconds. That should be plenty of time to write down 8 values from that list. The first 8 that jump out at you. Less thinking, more feeling. Don't worry so much about what they are, just whatever jumps out. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. So what I want you to do, from the 8 values got written down right now, what I want you to do is I want you to get rid of 3. So the way we can do that is I want you to circle the 5 that are your top 5. Now, in no particular order. So you're just going to circle 5, which you believe are in your top 5. It's not number 1 through to number 5, just circle 5 of them. Okay, so obviously if we circle 5 of 8 values, we're going to have 3 that drop away. It doesn't mean you don't value them, just simply means that they don't make your top 5, and that's totally fine. All right, 20 seconds to circle 5 values that are going to be in your top 5. We'll put them in order later. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 20 seconds. Circle 5 values, 20 seconds. 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right, you should have 5 values now. Well done. What I'll get you to do is I want you to now write down your values in order of what you believe is most important. So number 1, the most important value. Second most important value, number 2. Third most important value, number 3. Fourth most important value, number 4. And 5th most important value, number 5. We'll give you guys 20 seconds to do that also. Ready, set, go. Less thinking, more feeling. The first thing that comes up, your unconscious mind already knows. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, we'll bring it back, All right, guys, how do we go with that? All good? Okay, one by one. We're gonna make it nice and quick because I want to do a quick exercise and give you guys a break. And then we'll come back after the break and we'll delve a little deeper and we'll start to now, with this new awareness, start to then particularly put this into what is going to serve me as my purpose moving forward. What are some things I want to create moving forward? Goal setting and how we can start to bridge the gap. Sound good? All right.